Thanks for coming out, everybody. My name is Kendra Arneson. I am the outreach coordinator for Coastal Heritage Society of Louisiana. I've also been one of the only residents to be granted security into BP's offices, their operations sections. I've been up in the air, out to the Deepwater Horizon site itself, all over, to say the least. The dock owners have asked our fishermen to sign a waiver stating that they would be responsible for their own catch and as to whether or not the catch was clean without chemicals in it. This liability cannot fall with our fishermen. Bottom line is, what I want to ask for, and I'm going to propose this within the next week to the EPA, FDA, BP, our parish officials, and our governor of Louisiana, is that if the FDA's waved its magic wand and says that the Gulf's clean, the seafood's safe, let's get some FDA mobile units on our docks and let's actually do some chemical testing, not a sniff test, with a machine, chemical testing, take samples of both the organs and the tissues from the species as they're being brought into the point of the docks for sale. It's going to be a cultural genocide if they do not test the seafood and make sure that it's safe. Not only to protect our fishermen, but hello, what about the consumer? We've prided ourselves in bringing out fresh fish, fresh shrimp, fresh seafood all together to make sure, and I mean, we take the best of care of our fish, and all along the Gulf Coast, commercial fishermen know better. They know how to do this. They've been doing it for generation after generation. So we pride ourselves in bringing fresh, uncontaminated seafood to the market for the consumer to eat. The Gulf produced before BP the best seafood on the entire continent of the United States. So the bottom line here is, guys, we need the FDA on the docks to actually do chemical testing for the components in the crude itself, which is much more toxic than the Louisiana sweet crude. Just want to put that in there. And we need them to test for the chemical components in the dispersants as well.
There is a Kemp's Ridley sea turtle. It is painted, but then left here to rot. Left here to just rot away. Good thing we can count, huh? I'm counting not one living fish or crustacean or anything have I seen in the water walking along the shore all day. Okay? All I've seen is death, devastation, and desecration. Now, do we see this? We see dead crab, dead crab, dead crab. This, ladies and gentlemen, is one huge tar ball. Here are some remains of fish. Large redfish, bull red, no doubt. Here is the tidal pool from which those little girls were just wading. Do we see this? It is done. It is over. They done did it.
One of the most touching things that happened, and one of the most touching experiences that we've had with our dolphin, is one day we got a call from a captain of a big dolphin watch, and he said that he saw a mother out with a dead baby, and that so many people were going up to her and on their boats to see what she was playing with, thinking she had a big fish, and that she'd been out there most of the day with this baby, and that if anyone was going to help her, it would be Captain George and I. So we got on our boat, the Laguna skimmer that the Dolphins are so used to, and went out to her and found her trying to get her baby away from a small boat onlooking. We asked the boat to please leave the area, that we're with the Mammal Stranding Network, and we were going to try to help this dolphin. My son was on board and said, "Mother, these are wild dolphins. You'll never get this baby from her." But I knew the mother's nipper, and her little baby was quite young, only 2 weeks old. Her family was waiting nearby, and we felt like if we could take the baby from her, that she could get on with her life. She was looking exhausted and very frustrated. And this is where I realized that dolphins are almost on an equal level with us emotionally, the passion that she has for her dead baby. And as the other boat left, she quieted down. She started leaving the baby at the surface more. And there's a point where she looks up over the baby at us. And at that point, that's when I realized she was going to give us the baby. She looks up at us, and for some reason at that point I said, "Seth, get the net ready. I think she's going to give it to us." And she does. And as she brings the baby up closer to the boat, she realizes it may go under the hull. And so she pushes the baby off to the side. And Seth is able to grab the baby with the net. And we stay with the mother for a few moments after we take the baby. We were able to do a necropsy on the baby and with the vet from the Gladys Porter Zoo, and the baby died of infection. But we realized then that our dolphins are as passionate about the members of their families as we are. Captain George was extremely concerned with us taking this baby, that it might ostracize us from the dolphins for eternity, and we were very concerned about that. But it turned out to be just the opposite. The next day, mothers and babies came to the boat in throngs, and it was almost to say thank you for helping us. And since this event or episode with the taking the dead baby, we've come closer to the dolphin than ever before. And we feel like this is something that is very special in our lives. And these dolphins are a very special part of our family.
We would like to rescue these animals and take them and put them in deep water. However, the government doesn't want us to intervene unless the animal is very, very sick, but then there is no point in rescuing it when it is too sick.
IMMS officials say not being able to save the dolphins means not being able to properly study what's causing this anomaly.
We don't know if it is ecological. Why wouldn't these animals on their own move away? Why would they want to stay in the same area where it's causing them harm? I don't know if it is food or if it is site fidelity. It is really an enigma, and until we can rescue them and we can study them, it's going to be difficult to answer that question.
This is the only planet we've got. And years from now, I want to be able to look our children and grandchildren in the eye and tell them that we did everything we could to protect it.
case you're wondering, who's responsible? I take responsibility.
If America demands it, because they are the few and we are the many. Bottom line, this is our planet, my planet, your planet, and it's your planet.
For a giant with just a sling and a stone, surrounded by the sound of 1,000 warriors shaking in their armor, wishing they'd have had the strength to stand. But the giants calling out my name and their lives